My future bleak with emotions I'm renouncing. They say I got what it takes. Learning from my mistakes. Through decisions I made. Swear I'm hungry for cake. My heart black and my mind gone and my soul cries, but I don't. I start spans to get too blow to get so high. Switch time.
Yeah, I pull off some wins, y'all. You gonna change your mind?
I ain't changing nothing, man. I know that's fool's gold. Defense look good though. I ain't gonna lie. Defense look a lot different. I say my comments too. Oh, he's recording now.
Is he recording? He must gonna edit it out or something. Hold on, how my that look alright? Hold on. I can't hear you, man, because whatever he got playing. What's that?
What's he doing, man?
I don't know. Whatever he got,
What's happening? What it do? We back. So we doing our recap tonight. Thank y'all for joining us. We got Dre in the building. We got the Run in the building. Tony ain't gonna be able to make it. You know, he out there getting that paper. So, how y'all boys enjoy opening weekend, man?
Some good football, man. It was exciting. Some good quality football games. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. The Run?
You know, like they say, man, the best time to bet with Vegas is on opening day, man. It was like that today. You know what I'm saying? That we didn't know who was who and who was what. It cleared up the picture, you know, who can do something, but you know, some surprises, man, some real surprises, you know, that was out there today.
Yeah, I think the worst day to bet with Vegas is on opening day. So you don't really know what people doing yet. They don't know what they doing yet. You know what I'm saying?
You got it to gamble.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I say that's the worst. That's the worst time to bet. You want to wait a few weeks.
Well, see, bet
money.
Yeah, Vegas, they do smart moves. You know what I'm saying? This is the only time that you can even the playing field with them and actually gamble with them. They putting out, you know, where the odds are in their favor, and you finally this week, if you go look back and look at the numbers of points, you know, because I'll be checking it out a little bit. This week they got it all wrong, and there's some people out there that made some money.
Yeah, Steeler fans got some money today.
Yeah.
All right, Deron, come on with the records, man. We can go and jump right into this.
Oh. I thought we was gonna hold that off, man. Since Tony ain't up here, man. I thought we was gonna hold that off another night.
Nah, we can go and do it tonight. We can just announce the records, and we can announce his.
I just got the wins. I'll put the losses later. You know what I'm saying? With me and you, we pulled out 6 wins. Dre pulled out 8 wins. Tony pulled out 9 wins. And
what?
Yeah. And the thing about it is, if Tony was up here, I apologize to him because I was over here kind of snickering at him, listening to his bet, talking about this man don't know nothing about football. You know what I'm saying? Because some of his picks, I was like, it's crazy. But Tony got 9 wins, so I got to give it to him. He was the only one to pick. No, you picked Philly too. He was the only one to pick Cincinnati. He was the only one to pick. It was 2 games that I was like, he was the only one to pick. But yeah. He got 9 wins. Dre, you right behind him with 8 wins. We holding up the back, me and Twan with 6 wins.
All right, man. So let's kick it off with that game Dre talked about, Steelers and the Bills.
I mean, I'm big on his week 1. You know what I'm saying? So it's still going to be a lot of changes, and just because you win this game doesn't make you a contender things of that nature. But I think the Steelers did make a statement that, a lot of people were sleeping on them. They're already kind of giving it to the Ravens or the Browns in their division. Steelers kind of, hey, don't forget about us, and that was a nice sound win tonight against Buffalo. Today against Buffalo.
If you look at the stats, man, Buffalo ran the stats everywhere. Total yards, everything, pass yards, rushing yards, third down efficiency. But when I saw the game and the bits and pieces I saw, I like Pittsburgh defense. I like their defense. They had to score when they wanted to. They got that big. I think one in a fumble down at the other side. Maybe I'm thinking another game.
No, it was a block punt.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right. It was a block punt on the other side, which basically turned the game over. And Buffalo don't look, and like Dre said, it is the beginning. Buffalo don't look as explosive as I thought they was going to be. So even though they put up 371 total yards, which is they just couldn't get it in.
Yeah, too much Pittsburgh, too much pass rush. Josh Allen really did not look comfortable for most of that game. Big Ben started off slow, but later on in that game, man, him and Claypool was on a real wavelength, and them boys was making plays. So, I like the Steelers, man. I like what they did. I was big on them last year. I really thought Buffalo was gonna be able to beat them. I thought they was gonna have too much offense for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh showed you, man, defense still wins, man. You play good sound defense, you can slow down anybody in this league. So that was an impressive win. Panthers Jets. Y'all got any thoughts on that game?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Good win by the Panthers, but we all pretty much knew they was gonna win.
Yeah, I think we all picked it.
Jaguars. I'm gonna jump out here first before the resident Texan does right quick. Very impressive win. I did pick the Texans to win this game. I felt that their defense was gonna be too much for Jacksonville at this point. They do got a veteran quarterback, and the Texans got some receiving threats. They just not devoid of talent altogether. I think some of these resident Texans fans, that's jumping off they team that they've been rooting for 20 years, really needs to be smacked. You know what I'm saying? Because, I that's something I don't understand, jumping off your squad, like for real, not just saying it, but actually jumping off your squad. Like that is unheard of, especially for a man in his 40s with a bunch of gray hairs up underneath his chin. But, I'm not going to say that it was an impressive win necessarily because I expected it, but the Texans dominated Jacksonville, and that's something I don't think people was really expect for it to be a dominant win. So to the resident, he's not a Texans fan, to the Deshaun Watson's fan, the Houston Deshaun Watsons, tell us what you think, because I know you watched the game. So what you thought of your old team?
They made progress from last year in the first game of the season. You know what I'm saying? The defense actually made progress. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to steal Deron and Tony's word from yesterday. Progress from last year's first game of the season. Do I think they're going to win more than 4 games because of it? No. It's Jacksonville. It's a good start to the season. Cully got his first win as head coach. Tyron Taylor actually, he looked like he's a good serviceable quarterback. He did.
Is Tyrod. Can you get the man name right? I mean, dang.
He's gonna be here for a season, but he looked decent out there. He missed some throws and some questionable decision making, but first game, new team, new system. So, but Brandon Cooks is still Brandon Cooks. That boy's still doing his thing. I like the addition of Danny as a slot receiver. He looked real good. You know, he knows the offense. So getting him earlier this week and plugging him in and instantly making an impact was good. The running game looked a little bit better. Secondary, you know, it's Jacksonville. They didn't have too many weapons to take advantage of it. So I definitely think it's going to be exploited later on in the season. You get more seasoned quarterbacks to pick them apart. But, you know, all I can say is progress. They look a little bit better compared to week 1 last year.
Yeah, Tyrone Taylor, or Tyrod, whatever his name is, 21 of 33 for 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Danny Amendola did tie the team in lead receptions with Brandon Cooks. Tyrone did his thing. He was efficient. We should have known what we saw out of the Jags in preseason. It was terrible in the preseason, and it was terrible this game too. So I give it more on how bad the Jaguars was than how good the Texans was.
Yeah, y'all need to put some respect on Tyrod with a D, Taylor's name.
Yeah.
Well, the Rod do because he from Virginia, so you know he went to Virginia Tech. So I expect the Rod to know a little bit more.
Yeah. He's always played well anyway he's going. He just had bad luck from getting injured and then having some young guy behind him to take over and shine over him. But he's always been a serviceable quarterback.
All right, so next game I think is one of the biggest surprises I think for opening week. Cardinals at the Titans. That was the way that game played out, 38-13. The Cardinals pretty much dominated the game from the opening kickoff. Their offense was non-existent, and you would think that with Julio Jones and Anthony Brown and the big running back, that Henry back there, you know, that they'll be able to, you know, muster up more than what they did. That was a shocking result to me. What's y'all thoughts?
I told you. Not only did I pick the Cardinals, but I told y'all in the offseason, the additions they made on that defense, Isaiah Simmons and Baker, I know they still going to be solid, but there's going to be a problem blocking that D-line. I said it. I've seen J.J. Watt get triple team or double team last year and still get back there and cause some havoc. He might not, he still got double-digit sacks, but, you know, put pressure on a quarterback. So when you tell an offensive line to spread out and block guys one-on-one, or you shift double teams to the left or right, Chandler Jones, one-on-one versus a left tackle is hell. And Tyler, what's his name? Taylor Lewan, what his name? The left tackle for Tennessee. He even said it. He got his butt whooped today. You know what I'm saying? He used the other word, but you know what I mean. And that's going to be a lot of problems for left tackles if they have to single-handedly. Teams going to say, left tackle, you on one-on-one versus Chandler Jones because you got to worry about the other 3 on the line, the other 2 on the line, and the linebacker Simmons coming in the box. There's going to be problems, and I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Even JJ with the tackle for loss, getting some nice tackles there, you know, putting pressure on the other side. It's going to be problems. I'm telling you, it's going to be problems. And then I told y'all yesterday, I watched Hopkins dissect Tennessee for years. And they weren't going to stop that man. And they ain't stopped that man. That man still went off. So it's what I expect. I see y'all on notice. If Seattle, Rams, and the Cardinals did not show that man over there to my left, that y'all got y'all hands full this year, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we get to that game later. We'll get to that game later. More victories. I'm waiting for this one. Go ahead.
Now, big surprise, big surprise. I had Tennessee as taking a step forward and Arizona taking a step back, and it was a total opposite. You know, Kyler Murray did his thing. He did have one pick. I think he threw 4 touchdowns. They scored 10, 14, 14, and then they start handing the ball off in the fourth quarter. They dominated this team. You know what I'm saying? For fantasy, I didn't keep Julio as a keeper in the 4-keeper league. I thought he would take a step back, but I didn't think he was just gonna disappear. You know, I ain't see the man. I don't. To me, I don't even know if he played. When I was watching, I ain't even see him in the route running.
I seen him. He dropped a touchdown early in the game. I seen him.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
But as far as Chandler Jones, he did have a dominant day. But Tennessee didn't do nothing to help him. I mean, you line up a tight end over there. You have the tight end release, a little bit slower for him to, just chip him, act like y'all for the double team him, make him, take a wider route, help LaJuan get his feet together, get himself ready for the pass rush. They did nothing to help that man and left him out on the island one-on-one. I think that he is a good, decent left tackle. He's not an elite left tackle. Chandler Jones,
he's good. He's pretty good.
I said that he is a pretty good left tackle, but he's not elite. He's not. He's not. He's not Tiari. He's not Tyron Smith. He's not Trent Williams. He's not of that caliber left tackle. But he's a pretty good. He's a pretty.
Why Derrick Henry got what Derrick Henry get?
Derrick Henry. Okay, well, that's another.
I know he was good. He could have took a step back. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't know it because time does, hit you. Just like we'll talk about somebody else, which is a superstar, and then people acting like he ain't a superstar quarterback. He could have took a step back this year, but maybe he took a step back. I don't know it, but he's been a good left tackle for Tennessee, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not in dispute. I said that. I said he's not elite, and I haven't heard neither one of y'all dispute that he's not an elite left tackle. Okay. So on to the next game. It was the Chargers and the Washington football team. I picked the Chargers. I picked the Chargers to win this game.
I did.
Mostly because I felt like their defense is a good defense and is slightly underrated, and that defensively that they'll be good enough to slow down Washington as much as Washington's defense was going to be able to slow them down, but they was going to have a little bit more offense with Herbert and Keenan Allen and Williams at wide receiver. Ultimately, that the Chargers going to be too much for them. It kind of played out that way, even though Fitzmagic got banged up early in the game, but Chargers did what I thought that they was going to do.
Well, Fitzpatrick getting hurt did, affect things. But on a different note, Cowboy fans, you better be very, very scared. Because with Fitzpatrick getting hurt, I expect Cam Newton to get a call from his former head coach.
No. Cam
in Washington with that wide receiver over there and that running back Gibson. And that good defense might shift some things in that division. That's all I'm saying. But, good win for Chargers. Chargers a good team. That's a good defense in Washington. So it was more of a defensive battle. I have to agree with Antoine. I didn't expect it, but Antoine was right. That defense is coming. I didn't know the Chargers defense, but I didn't take in consideration, like he said in the previous show, about Bosa being back. Those additions to that defense, is going to make them a problem in the AFC.
Yeah, when I saw the game could have went either way, and the Chargers did pull it out, and it was in Washington. They weren't dominant to me. They got some breaks to win the game. I did pick Washington. I'm not worried about Cam Newton. Him and Rivera are not the best of friends, So that's just well wishing on your end. Maybe Rivera humbling himself, but he not that type of coach to do that. So that's no worries right there. But it was a good game. Two mediocre teams. I thought Washington was a little bit better. They just not there yet. And I thought Chargers was a little worse. And Herbert was like 31 of 40 something. He played a good game, efficient game. And I was thinking Herbert's second year he'll come back a little bit. But I was wrong about him, and that's what lost the game for him.
All right. Next game, the Eagles at the Falcons.
Man, they got them a little mini. They got a little mini Daco. I got it. They got a little mini Dak over there, man. I was impressed by Hurd, you know what I'm saying? 27-35 for 274, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He used his feet, you know what I'm saying? He played smart, and I knew Atlanta was bad, you know what I'm saying? But I thought Philly was worse. Like I said on the last show, Philly disorganized, but they put it on that young man's hand. I didn't think they should pass as much as they got pass happy, but it worked for him. Hurd, if he do like that every year, get better, I can see him turn into something.
That H-Town quarterback, man. Jalen showed what them Houstonians got. Talk bad about him, he bounced back. But here's what I said. I said Philly was going to win because I thought that quarterback was going to, step up, and he stepped up. Man, I'm proud of him. He probably going to be a Houston Texan next year. When Deshaun go to Philly. So I like to see the progression and the growth. So I like that, man. I like that. Hey, they might shock some people in that division too. They get on a nice little roll, get some chemistry on offense. They might can make some noise in that division, pull an upset or two. But I will have to say this. The run, I know last week you did correct yourself. You said Dak proved you wrong. But now you're going way overboard with the baby Dak comment. Now, you know what I'm saying? All the way in now. Like, now Dak is almost like he up there with the strong running back in the home. Josh Allen and stuff.
Big facts. That's
he gonna be MVP conversation. MVP conversation.
You know what I'm saying? That's highly disrespectful to Dak Prescott to put that man in the conversation with him at this point.
No. He's not in the conversation. I'm just saying when Dak was a rookie, he showed something. Even though Dak was way better than as a rookie, I said baby, little baby Dak, not grown man Dak, baby Dak.
Yeah, but baby Dak was rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah,
and this is his second year, and he still ain't that. But
yeah, I know that. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so I'm about to counsel Atlanta again.
Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
I'm about to counsel them again.
I'm with you, dog.
I'm not feeling it. Like if offense is your calling card, and you can't muster up but 6 points, and you supposed to have a generational talent at tight end, and you got one of the best route runners in the league, and really
good.
Like, it's no reason that you should be held to 6 points against Philly. Like, nobody's, at least I'm not, gonna mistake Philly's defense for, the steel curtain. How are y'all mustering up 6 points? You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to counsel them again. I shot them some bail last year, when they was able to rally for Biden. You know what I'm saying? They was riding for Biden. I shot him some bail and affected my own picks and record last year because I was riding with them boys week in, week out down the stretch. But I'm about to cancel them again.
I'm done.
They out here looking bad. All right, Vikings at the Bengals.
Let me just say this real quick, man. Did y'all get to see Kyle Pitts? What he looked like and everything?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
He's just a tall receiver, man. He shouldn't be playing tight end.
Somebody said that before the draft. I can't think of who. I can't remember his name. But somebody said that boy was too small to be playing tight end, too light in the tail. And so with him in the game, everybody gonna know he's just a receiving threat.
That's all it is. I watched him. When you see his build, and even I guess the shoulder pad decisions he decided to make, he just looked like a receiver. That's all he really is. He decent, you know what I'm saying? He can do a little bit, and he tall, but I wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah. Vikings at the Bengals.
Burrow. The boy is nice, man. I know at one point of the game, I think he was like 13-16. Well, maybe that was Wilson. But I know at one point I saw him, I was like, this boy is not making a mistake at all. This boy is playing in. He really don't have no true weapons, around. Chase ain't all that. Higgins was okay. AJ Green. No, was it AJ Green?
Nah, AJ Green in Arizona.
Carolina. Yeah, Arizona.
Chase ain't all that.
You should have seen him. I ain't seen nothing impressive.
Look at his stats.
Chase had like 95 yards, I think 2 touchdowns.
I think Burrow is a beast. Burrow is an absolute monster.
I'm more so disappointed in Minnesota. They got down 21-7, something like that, to them early, and then had to try and rally back. And Kirk Cousins ain't really a come from behind type quarterback like that. Again, I'm not going to confuse Cincinnati's defense with the steel curtain. And the way that they it's too many weapons over there in Minnesota. You got too many weapons. You are a veteran football team. And for you to, be getting beat like this and lose like this, yeah, you rarely enforce overtime, but even once you get to overtime, you can't make it happen. Like, at some point in that game, that team should have woke up, and made the adjustments they needed to make to go on and pull that game off, and they never could do it. So, salute to Burrow and Chase and Higgins and them boys. Salute to that defense and that team. But this is more, to me, it's more on Minnesota than it is on Cincinnati.
Yeah, I agree with you, Deron, for as Burrow. That boy is a beast. That boy is as advertised.
Yeah.
I think what I seen last year before he got hurt and today, I'm already on board that boy gonna be nice. For as Minnesota, I kind of agree with Antoine though. Yeah. Minnesota had opportunities to win this game. They shouldn't have even been. I expected them to win by 10, 13 points. And I expected Burrow to have a decent game. I ain't expecting him to play like that. Yeah. But Devin Cook, man,
I know.
Had the game in overtime, man. They was in field goal range, and you fumbled the rock. Even though when they went to replay, he was down, but it was so close, it wasn't enough to overturn it. But that to me right there was the game. Minnesota could have actually won that game in overtime with the field goal if that wasn't a fumble, or if he didn't fumble. And so it's one of those games, man. And I agree with Anton. I'm disappointed in Minnesota. They now, I figured by now at some point you got to get to the point where you're a contender or a sound playoff team. I thought Minnesota would be giving the Packers a run for their money for the division by now.
Right.
I think they definitely got to make a decision on Cousins. They got to make to me.
Time to go. It's time to go.
They might need.
But they just gave him an extension last year, so he probably not gonna go nowhere unless now if they flat out miss the playoffs, they might go on ahead and bite the bullet. But the way that boy been doing, he been getting all his contracts guaranteed. So
he got the best agent. He got the best agent.
Yeah, for real.
But
what he does, he starts off slow. What he does is he start off slow, and then the last 4 games of the season, he throw for big yards, and then he get re-up. So.
All right, 49ers at the Lions.
Y'all won. Y'all beat the Lions. I was surprised what the Lions was doing. To y'all, that did surprise me. Our defense. But y'all offense moved the ball up and down the field. It was the Lions. And y'all won. It wasn't as pretty as you wanted to be, but y'all came out and y'all did what y'all was supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, y'all won. We all picked y'all to win.
Yeah.
Boy, they show signs, trying to put holes on that. Now Jimmy G did throw the rock. I give Jimmy point, his credit. Jimmy threw the ball a little bit, but that defense.
Did you watch the game?
I think, I did. Well, I watched the second half, and I do think y'all team probably took your foot off the gas a little bit, But when they started making a little run and getting back in it and making it close, when they dropped it down to 8 and driving with an opportunity to tie it, to send into overtime, Nick Foles, Detroit, they don't even got too many weapons, and I just, to me,
Jared Goff.
I'm waiting to hear Antoine because what I said, who I say?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Jared Goff. I'm sorry. I'm waiting to hear Antoine to see if he's gonna be real and be like he's disappointed in his squad, even though they won. They ain't looking like the contender he say they are. When the rest of his teams in the division dominated better competition. But go ahead.
Okay, so my team was up 41-17, 41-10, something like that.
28-10.
30, okay, yeah, we was up 38-10.
38-10, excuse me. 38-10.
38-10. Okay. And so I'm gonna fast forward.
23-3 run.
I'm gonna fast forward to 41-17. Fourth quarter. So we lost 7 players in this game. To some sort of injury. On top of that, once we went up 41-17, we pulled majority of our starters on defense. Bosa, D Ford, Fred Warner, Jimmy had already left with an injury. Jaquaski Tart. We pulled most of them, and it happened because Jason Verrett tore his ACL in the game. Right after that, my coach panicked, like, man, I really shouldn't even have my starters playing in this type of game. Like, we blowing them out. We up 24 points. Why do I got my starters in? He pulls the starters. They score a touchdown. They do an onside kick.
All right,
it bounced 2 times. And you can't rush me after you and Tony sat here for 45 minutes talking about a loss. I'm talking about a win. And you sitting up trying to rush me.
Come on, man.
No, just relax, man. Don't be doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Go ahead, Antoine.
Okay, so they do an onside kick. it bounced 2 times, hit my tight end in the ball back. They scored. Then we pick up a first down, but they force a fumble on Debo. That's when my coach put my starters back in to the game, and they picked up 2 first downs. We stopped them on downs. We got out with a win. Said it wasn't the prettiest thing, but there's no way that I'm finna sit up and say I'm disappointed that my team was up 28 points at one point, was up 24 points in the fourth quarter, and we gave up 2 trash touchdowns for them to make the game look better than what it actually was, because we pulled our starters and we lost 7 people, 7 players in the game. So no, I'm not disappointed. I feel like my team is a little snake bit because every year we have 2019, we got all these. The only thing that's gonna stop my team. That's the only thing that can stop us from getting back to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship game is injuries. So that's it. That's all. We got Seahawks at the Colts.
Finally. Up with the same song.
Yeah, man, just took all that out the room. Go ahead, man. Pick it back up, Drake. Do something.
It's what I thought. The Seahawks was gonna win. Carson actually did play, pretty decent. He played all right, but I knew the Seahawks ain't gonna take no step back. They still gonna, they probably the team in that division. So Seahawks is still a solid team.
Yeah.
Russell is Russell.
Yeah, Russell was Russell.
That man.
Yeah, I think Seattle solid, man. Seattle solid. They always gonna start off pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? They just got to keep it up throughout the whole season. But yeah, I thought Russell. I do remember he was 13-16, just sufficient doing his thing, man. The catch from Lockett over the head was pretty. You know what I'm saying? It was real nasty. So yeah, they did their deal. Carson ran well, but that's the only thing. Will they have a consistent running game throughout the whole year? You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting for Penny to take over and do it, but he ain't kicked Carson out the way yet. So, that's the only thing. But this is a passing league now. This is what the NFL is, and it fits their favor, to do that.
It was a good win for Seattle. 140 yards rushing. The Colts defense didn't show up. Don't seem like really none of their pass catchers showed up. And so that might be the weakness of their team, of not really having any really, really good pass catchers to try and threaten that defense.
T.Y. still out, right?
Huh?
T.Y. Hilton still hurt.
Yeah, he hurt. He ain't play.
Yeah.
So I guess I gave too much credit to to the Colts defense, what I thought their defense and their run game was gonna be. I mean, they still ended up with 113 yards rushing, but like I say, the lack of talent on the outside kind of hurt them. So let's go Saints at the Packers. Well, Packers at the Saints in Jacksonville.
Man, the most disappointing game and team of the week.
We gonna get to that, but
Rodgers, 15-28, 133 yards, 2 interceptions. Jones, 5 carries, 9 yards, 1.8. The total of Green Bay 229 yards, 1 for 10 for third down. It just shows that just having talent is not enough. You cannot go into a season just like when they do a head coach and he got 1 year left. You got to extend him, or people just gonna sit there and be like, "What we playing for?" And that's what the Packers look like to me. Like, what we playing for? All the turmoil that they had coming into the season showed up on the field. It was evident they had no life, no nothing. I complained about my team not playing in the preseason, and thought they was gonna come out look like the Packers was. How can you just not play your guys? And they don't have no. I think their chemistry is gone. Just from all the back and forth that they had to go through, and I think it's gonna show all year now because that was terrible. I think they do got the talent to pick it up. They'll get better, but they'll never win anything just by what happened. They need to make some decisions, I think, and get out this bad, like I said, this bad chemistry that's going on right now with that team.
Yeah, I agree with him that the off season, their whole situation is a little different than the Texans. But when a quarterback renegotiates his contract to the point where he can get out after this year, the writing's on the wall. And I think the team and all that, it's not like a situation where, this man is brought in for the future and we try to build something special. I think the vibe in the locker room, and I'm not in the locker room, I'm just assuming, but it could be, hey, this man just trying to get through these 17 games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And going to his next destination and all that. So I think it's sending the wrong message to the team, the rest of the team, the players. It's not like Deshaun's situation or Dak's situation with a contract or Russell's situation, wanting more talent. Like his was, he got a little personal beef with the general manager, and the general manager was wrong. You got to include Rodgers in some decision making, but the chemistry's off, and you can see it. There's no way in the world that this game should have been the outcome that it was. Yeah, if you lose a game, you lose a game.
Right.
If New Orleans just outplay you, but to look that bad as a veteran squad with one of the best quarterbacks to play the game, nah, man, there's no excuse for that.
I'm not gonna say I disagree with y'all, but I am gonna put this squarely on Aaron Rodgers. Any issues as far as him restructuring his contract, that was his doing. That's not on the team. That's not on his teammates or none of that. That's on him. And at the end of the day, you playing New Orleans. They not at home. They in a completely another state, whole different stadium. So you don't have to deal with the crowd noise. You don't have to deal with, them being juiced by that. It's as many of your fans in that stadium as it is they fans. And you get dominated like this dude had 20 yards passing with under 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. I'm sorry, man. Like, he ain't the same as he was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, he can't hardly move now. He gets shook when he get pressure on him. Like, this dude is the most overrated quarterback in my lifetime that I've seen. In my lifetime, I'm 44. I'm going to be 45 this year. He's the most overrated quarterback I have ever seen in my life in the NFL. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Deron, you have it.
I'm not. I don't even think that's an argument. I ain't even argue. What I'm going to disagree with is the beginning of his statement saying it's all on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers let it be known when the season ended, I don't want to be here. Let me go. And they said, we not going to let you go. It's the same thing with James Harden. If Houston would have said, you know what? I don't care. You're under contract. And they tried it. And they realized, you know what? This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work because when the dude want to get out, this ain't like 1960, 70, 80, where you just say, hey, do what I say. I'm the owner. Players have power and they know it. And when you ever come out and say that I don't want to be here, let me go, let me loose. You might not like it because we just won't like that. Organizations have power. We got you under contract. You should go. You got to play for us. Sorry, this is a whole new day. And when a player says that, this is what it's gonna bring. It's gonna bring this upon
that he gonna play like trash. Okay.
No, that the team is gonna play like trash.
No, he gonna play like trash because he the one look like trash. He was the worst looking player on that team. And to sit up and tell me, as soon as the season was over. No, it wasn't. It wasn't until the draft that he said that he didn't want to be there. And he said it, and he said in an interview today that he made that statement that he decided he didn't want to be there because they drafted his replacement because he didn't been in the league for going on 18 years and his game didn't slow down. The organization saw it, and so they drafted somebody for the future. He got into his feelings like he was a 13-year-old girl who just got, left at the store by a boy that she liked or who tripped her. And so now she in her feelings. And he played like deep fried goat shit today. Excuse my language. But that's what he played like. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with that. He did.
Yes,
but let me say this real quick, Dre. Let me just say this. In any business, any office, any employer, that when somebody say, I don't want to be here, and you bring a replacement in there, the office gonna be toxic. It is. I don't care what it is. I don't care what situation. I don't care what profession it's gonna be in. Put anybody in that situation, and I gotta sit here and teach my replacement. And I know I've been selling my butt off in this office. He ain't teaching
nobody. No, you making false statements. He not teaching Jordan Love. The coaches are. You do your job. What about the next person? What's up, Dre?
RELAX. Relax. Like he was saying. It's week 1. Yeah, bad game. I'm sure they got an opportunity to fix the chemistry in the locker room. I agree, Antoine. Yeah, you could place the blame on Rodgers, but it's kind of like what me and Deron said. It's all because of the offseason stuff. I don't think it's his inability to play the game at a high level. I still think Aaron Rodgers, when he's on it, like towards the end of the season last year, when he's clicking on all cylinders, there's only maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. Mahomes and Brady that can play that position better than him. You know what I'm saying? That's still a bad man.
This is my issue.
Let him finish. But
this is my issue. This is my issue. If you cut on the water in your tub, you stop the tub up, you cut the water on, and you go sit down, and the tub overflows with the water. You can't start complaining that it's water on your damn floor when you the cause of the water being on your floor.
I'm not disagreeing that it wasn't his fault. I ain't say Rodgers ain't up there complaining about his teammates. It was just me and Deron saying the chemistry was bad. Regardless of whose fault it was, the chemistry is off. But to Deron's point, dang it, you almost made me forget the point. What Deron?
I know, man.
It wasn't that good of a point anyway.
No, you interrupt. You and your brother just can't be quiet for 2 minutes, man.
Yeah, like you. Talking right now.
Hold on before I forget again. To Deron's point about James Harden, it's the exact same thing. Early in the season with the Rockets, James stunk up the joint, showed up overweight, played terrible. Rockets getting blown out. It's no difference. We ain't go there and say James Harden is overrated and he is this and this and this. And that man just came back from at least contending for an MVP. You know, same as Rodgers. The man just don't want to be there. Like me and Deron stated, the chemistry is off. It looked like he's not all the way bought in yet. But don't get it mistaken, man. That man, if he got brought in and get past his little hiccup week one, by the midway through this season, that man is still a bad man. So I don't know why in the world you say that blasphemy that he is the great quarterback in your lifetime. Oh man, I'm done. That talent Aaron Rodgers got with his arm and he's overrated. Only Patrick Mahomes got better arm talent and can play the quarterback position for us a passing standpoint better than Aaron Rodgers.
I would say this. Aaron Rodgers, without a doubt, is a diva. For the 3 years he's been on the LaFleur, he didn't like it the first year. It took him a loan to buy in. The second year, he finally to do it. And the third year.
I hate to interrupt because I hate it too. I apologize, dog. But didn't Aaron Rodgers come to the league and kind of do what he saw what happened to Brett Favre? You don't think that got an effect on some of his decision-making, Antoine? Like, he knows what's going on because he benefited from it. And now
he said it. He already said it. He said the Packers use their players. That's what they do. They don't appreciate the top talent they have, and he's been seeing it because he's been on one side of it, and now he's on the other side of it. Which, look, on the real, that's smart. You know, it's what the New England Patriots do. It's a smart move, but you pissing off your top talent, and once he's there,
your franchise history.
In the same way, New England read it and say, you know what? And Brady got his chance to dip out. He did. It's the same thing. Now, like I was about to say, man, I'm not disputing with you that Aaron Rodgers has no fault here. But if you are the buck don't stop at Aaron Rodgers, the buck stops at the top, and management is the top, and you have to understand, like, hey, this is what this office is gonna be like. If you decide to do that, hey, man, that's on you. You can do that, but it don't take away from the fact that this is what the office is gonna be like. It's gonna be toxic. It's gonna be hard. We're gonna have to, do some good management here, and we just gonna have to go through it. And they decided to do that, but to me, the buck stops at the top, and this right here is on management because their job is to make it where your top performers can operate in a good fashion, and there's no issues in there. That's why you come down and say, hey, our bad, my fault. Here goes some pizza for the week. Here goes some donuts in the morning. Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to make sure the office is not acting crazy. Especially when you got one of the best that did it. Now, I ain't gonna talk. I'm not even gonna argue. Fight with you about
right. My office got to get the morale right.
That's right. That's business. You got to do it if you're the boss. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do it. And what you said about Aaron Rodgers, man, that ain't even a question, man. That ain't even a question. The boy is bad, man. He a diva. He got attitude problems. You know what I'm saying? But the boy a beast.
He Hollywood. He Hollywood. He's from California.
Yeah. He's good. I guess he'll kind of, I'll leave it at that. I ain't even gonna add to that.
Yeah, I'm done.
Miami versus New England.
Yeah, I'm done. Or y'all done?
Man, come on, man. Talk, dang. You already interrupted us a few times. Talk,
I'm just making sure. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rambling on, so I want to make sure y'all get it all out y'all. So he say the buck stops at the top. So if the buck stops at the top, then that means that the people underneath them don't get to make no decisions. If you don't like how it's going, then don't come. Don't come. If you decide I don't want to be here, then don't be here. Don't then turn around and say, well, we're going to renegotiate the contract and this, that, and the other. Just don't come. I'm not showing up. I'm not playing for the organization. I don't want to be there. Do that and let the organization move on. Instead, he comes back, renegotiates his contract, complains about what he don't get and what he don't get to say and what he don't get to have input on. You don't run nothing. You don't sign no checks. You are an employee. I don't care if you've been here 20 years. They release 20-year employees every single day. And guess what? They don't get no say in how the organization runs neither. If the buck stops with me, then my kids can't tell me how to run my house. You my kids. Shut up and do what I told you to do. If you don't like it, move out. Go get your own spot. Then you can run your own house. He played like trash. He played like trash. The same way he played like trash in the NFC Championship game. I'm sorry. He overrated. Said that. Okay. Now, Dre say Dolphins at the
would have did that with Harden instead of trading Paul. Shut up. We own this team. Chris Paul is staying. Y'all go work it out and go win me a goddamn championship.
And
if
I agree with you. I agree.
LeBron James.
I agree. We in complete agreement. Salute. Dolphins at the Patriots.
Is what I said. You know, New England's just gonna be back to the old New England when we was in high school. You know, before Brady. You know, middle of the pack squad. I think they made a terrible decision getting rid of Cam, and they're gonna see it. You know, and maybe it's a chess move. Maybe this is Belichick's way of, you know, get ready to stockpile some picks and stuff, and you know, get higher draft picks and reload.
I thought it was a good game. You know, they played Miami, which was a playoff team. They played them well. They didn't pull it out. You know, so I think they a little bit more than middle of the pack, but the AFC is good, so I guess you can say middle of the pack. But they're gonna be a better team than what they was last year, and you know, people gonna see it. So
yeah, I'm in the same spot. I thought it was a good game. They're another one of those teams, kind of like Indy. You don't really see the weapons on the outside, but you know, it was a competitive game, huh?
Myers was a good receiver.
I mean, he good. You know, he just not somebody that's gonna shift coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't gonna demand that the best player, that the best DB gotta follow him all over the field, you know, to stop him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, we'll leave it there. Broncos at the Giants.
I don't got nothing much to say to that.
Yeah, really, I don't either.
Who won
What
that
about
game?
Rams?
Denver.
What was the score?
27-13.
Barkley played.
Who
Huh?
Who played?
Barkley played.
Yeah. Denver. It ain't Tyrod Taylor. It's what's that quarterback name? Bridgewater. Yeah, he was just steady as it go. He ain't do nothing spectacular, but he was just steady. So the run, you still there? What you thought of Bears at the Rams?
Man, I thought the Rams could have. I thought the Rams could have opened that thing open. The Bears, they need to go ahead and try with Fields, man. The Bears just, you know, just we not winning. You know, we're not winning no Super Bowl. Let the young man get in, you know, and do his thing. And I don't understand what they waiting for, but Rams, man, they have boys running wide open. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to see all of it. I saw the second half. I saw the highlights, and I looked at the numbers, and I thought they could have won by more.
All I'm going to say is I've been telling people this. Had conversation with people from Detroit who was bad mouthing Stafford, but I felt Stafford did going to LA with McVay was kind of like Breeze going to New Orleans with Sean Payton. Like, that quarterback is too talented. And now he's on a team that got little weapons. They got a defense. He got something to work with a good coach, offensive-minded coach. Actually, they're my favorites to beat the NFC West. Cardinals second.
He was 20 or 26 with 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. The boy acted bad.
That's Matthew Stafford his whole career. This time it's for W's instead of losses. So now I think the league's going to see a even better Matthew Stafford because he's on a better squad. He got out of hell out of Detroit. And because that boy is, to me, is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in my lifetime. Now he's going to get the opportunity to show he's good, man. He's good.
What taking swipes?
It was an I'm watching this game and I'm looking at this coach for the Bears who they got Chicago driving into the Rams territory every time for the first 7 possessions.
Yep, I saw that.
So the Rams was having trouble stopping the run. They was having trouble getting pressure on the red rifle to where he was able to make throws and move the ball. And this dude is going for it on 4th down every time and calling the worst plays when going for it on. I'm like, dude, this nigga think he playing Madden? Like he think that, or his punter is bad. He ain't got no punt. Like, what are you doing? Give your defense a chance. Like the Rams didn't break that game open until late in the second half. And this is with him going for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal or trying to pin them deep in their own territory and forcing them to drive 90, 95 yards in order to score. The plays that they got was all big plays. And like the runs say, they are running wide open. Wide open. It's like one of those, one play touchdown that these dudes be putting up on YouTube, like, come on, D. I mean, come on, my nigga. Come on, man. Like, what is y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing on the defensive side of the ball? Like, what's the problem?
It can't be a combination of good play calling or Stafford looking off safeties because he's a veteran quarterback.
No, it's undisciplined defense.
It could be Stafford making calls at the line and audibly seeing what the defense got. It's a combination of a lot of reasons why the wide receivers was open.
It's undisciplined defense. It's undisciplined defense when they running that wide open. I can understand him. I can understand him moving a safety. I can understand him moving a safety or a linebacker, or he sees a certain coverage. He audibles to a different play. But when you got receivers running that wide open, then the first touchdown was a deep pass. It was slightly underthrown. Dude catches it. It's 2 people there. He falls. Neither one of them touch him. He gets up off the ground and runs into the end zone. It's just they weren't ready to play. They wasn't ready to play. The defense kept them in the game, and offensively, like they drive down to their side of the field, but they not finishing drives. And instead of taking 3 or playing the field position game, because your defense is outside of that one big play, The other times they held them to field goals. So it's 13-0. They score a touchdown. It's 13-7. Like, your team is right there. Just do the right thing, bro. Like, don't blow it for your team. Don't put your defense in a bad position when they keeping you in the game. And the defense, sometimes they blowing coverages, nobody's around, and then other times they stuffing everything in the middle, getting pressure, rallying to the ball. They weren't ready to play, man.
I will say McFay, and I didn't see him. He is a good mixer of calls where he keeps you off balance, and he can throw something that look like the same and then throw something right behind it. So I will say McFay, he's a good offensive play caller. I didn't seen it before where I'm like, man, the same thing looks something different than somebody break wide open. So, it could be some of the Bears, no doubt. But
I just want to see consistency. I want to see consistency. And what I mean by that is, why, Antoine, you ain't have the same gripe with your own coaches for giving up a 38-10 lead, you know what I'm saying? For a team to go 23-3 down the stretch, you ain't criticize your coaches for like you just criticized the Chicago's coaches. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with my coaches. Dudes wasn't running wide open in our secondary when they did make that little run. It was off of like I said, a botched onside kick, a fumble from my wide receiver. Defensively, we lost a bunch of players, and we pulled all our starters. You know what I'm saying? So they was going against a bunch of backups who wasn't even supposed to be playing, but we was beating them so bad that he pulled starters because one of them tore ACL. That had nothing to do with my coaching.
Coaching decision on pulling starters and coach's decision on the onside kick. That's coach's decision. That means the coach didn't have y'all prepared to win a game.
Come on, y'all.
If you blowing out a team by 28 points, why are your starters still in the game?
Let's go.
That's number one. Number two, you talking about an onside kick is a coach's decision? What are you talking about? My hands team is on the field. My tight end, George Kittle, misplays the ball. They recover. That's not on coaches.
Okay.
He misplayed the ball. It happens.
Wow.
Okay.
23 answered points, ain't none of it the coach's fault.
Nah, that's not on the coaches. It's not on the coaches. All right. Thursday night, let's get these picks. Thursday night, Giants at the football team.
I'm going Washington.
Washington. When they signed Cam Newton.
I'm gonna take the Giants. Cincinnati and Chicago.
Man. I don't know why I don't want to pick Cincinnati. I just don't know why. You know what I'm saying? They've been bad so long.
Chicago. Give me for Chicago just because bounce back game and Cincinnati might be a little bit overconfident. Emotional win in overtime. So I think they're going to get brought down to earth a little bit. Chicago wins.
I want to say Cincinnati.
I want to too.
Because what I seen from Chicago tonight on defense scares me. But I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna go on and pick Chicago. It's gonna be their home opener. So I'm gonna go on ahead and pick them. If they mess around and lose to Cincinnati, they going on the list with Atlanta.
Man, let me come back to that one, man. Let me come back to that one.
All right. The Deshaun Watsons at Cleveland.
Cleveland gonna blow them boys.
Cleveland gonna blow the doors. Cleveland gonna blow the nose off Houston, man.
They upset that they gave away this game, which they should have won. I ain't gonna lie, they should have won this game.
They got too big headed.
We didn't even talk about that game.
No, didn't. Let's go back. Let's go back to Faker.
Faker.
Did he call him Faker?
Yeah,
Faker?
Let's go to Faker. He faking like he a quarterback. Let's go to Faker. The Browns versus the Chiefs. This bum, man, that nigga's a bum. He a bum, dog. That nigga's a bum.
Mayfield?
Yeah, Faker Mayfield. He a bum, dog.
Nah,
Like my
man,
nigga.
he a bum.
Like your running game been working, your defense been clicking. You are in a position to win this game. All you gotta do is don't take no sacks and don't turn over the ball. And you damn did both of them in the same play. Getting sacked, you throws the ball up for grabs with two defenders over there with your tight
He
end.
was trying to throw it out of bounds, man.
No, he was not. No, he
Yeah,
was. My third said that. He was not trying to throw it out of bounds because you could tell, my nigga, it went too far up the field. You right there at the line of scrimmage. So you ain't got him, it ain't like you was 12 yards back and you got to get it to the line of scrimmage for it not to be intentional ground. That dude could have threw a sidearm, you know what I'm saying, right down the line. He already outside the pocket. And then you could have got it out of bounds. This you bum.
He had a
boy,
good
I'm
game,
telling you.
man. He had a good game.
I hope somebody slapped him. I swear
Yeah.
I hope somebody slapped him when he got in the
He
locker
needs to
room.
be. He needs to be. But he ain't a faker, man. The boy is 21 and 28 for like 300 yards. You know what I'm saying?
And what did he do? What did he do?
Listen, man. Listen. I had somebody, Tony Romo, before he got there, that
He
plays
was a
good.
bum too. Tony Romo was a bum too.
He was a bum.
You're right.
He was a, y'all hate it. Y'all hate it.
And he less talented than Tony Romo.
You know what I'm saying? But, it was a bad decision. I thought he was trying to throw out of bounds. He was trying to throw it over somebody's head just like they always do. And when he was coming down, the ball went down with him. You know what I'm saying? But it was a bad decision.
That makes you even more of a bum if you don't know the rules. You feel like you got to throw it over somebody's head. Why are you getting sacked?
You trying to throw
No,
it
you
over
ain't
to the
saying
person,
that nigga
man.
bum. Come on.
He wasn't trying to throw it to him.
Chiefs,
And,
man.
and the Chiefs put pressure on you, man. The Chiefs put pressure on you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care. You got to either be the GOAT, you know what I'm saying, or a really great team to deal with a team like that, man. For real.
No, you better hope they left and right tackle was not there. That's what you better hope.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, they're going to put pressure on you. Like, they blitz. Remember, Deron, we said this last year, and they did it in this game. You could be up by 2 or 3 touchdowns, but they come back, storming back so fast. Like, I forgot if it was a muff punt or something where the Chiefs scored and the Browns get the ball. The Chiefs stop them. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs get the ball. They get stopped, but they punt. I think it was a muff punt or something. Turn right back around and scored. Yeah, it was a sequence of where the Chiefs scored like 17 points and like 5 minutes.
The punter dropped the ball.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Took off scrambling around.
And he could have kicked it. He could have kicked it again.
Oh
my goodness.
Somebody slapped him too.
Yeah,
I was about to slap him too. Because when you pick up the ball, all you had to do was take one step to the right and kick it. I don't care if it don't go 20 yards.
Yeah. I know all too well about that. You know, that's what happened to the Texans. You know what I'm saying? It's little silly stuff like this that seem like the Chiefs are always going to Chiefs' favor. But I totally agree with Ant. Baker, I like that name. Baker. I like that. Baker Mayfield. It's just something about him that he always chokes and fucks up, messes up at the wrong time of the game, man. It's just, God, dog, he's the most overrated quarterback in the league now. For me,
he's not. No, he's not, because don't nobody in the league, don't nobody think Faker Mayfield is good.
He was the first
I'm not-
pick.
I don't know where he is on y'all screen, but that man right there with that wallpaper on his wall.
I'm in Frisco, man.
That's a sheep. Man. That's a sheep, man. That's a sheep.
Stop hating, man.
He took it out. He took it out the doghouse and hung it up behind him. Who your pick? Houston versus Cleveland, Drake.
Oh, it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland. You know, I ain't gonna even front. You know, shoot, Clowney might have 4 sacks on Tyron and Jason. I mean Garrett, Miles Garrett. Excuse me. Yeah, that's another. Yeah. He might be like Chandler Jones. He might get 5.
Yeah. All right. Rams at Indy.
Rams for me.
Rams.
Yep, Rams. I'm going Rams too. Buffalo at Miami.
You pick an NFC East team, baby. I see you, Ken, folks. I see you, baby.
What is y'all talking about? Didn't I pick Seattle or Arizona? Who I picked? I picked somebody out the end. I picked the Rams. I picked the Rams for this game against Chicago.
Yeah, you was 2-2. You're right. You was 2-2 in your division. I remember that. You're right. I was shocked though.
Buffalo at Miami.
Buffalo.
I'm taking Buffalo too. New England at the Jets.
New England.
I'm taking New England. Raiders.
What did you say? What Dre say?
You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna say Jets.
What?
I think Zach Wilson's gonna outperform Matt Jones.
I like Zach, man. You know what I'm saying? At first I thought he was kind of overrated and overblown, but the boy got a nice arm, man. He move around. I like him.
I got Zach. That was number 2 versus what? What was Matt? 7 or something like that. Yeah, I got Zach.
He was 15.
Well,
15.
First round draft pick quarterback. So yeah, I got Zach.
All right. The Raiders versus Pittsburgh.
I ain't even seen the Raiders yet.
Yeah. I think they play tomorrow against Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll the dice on that, too. I'm going to say Raiders.
I'm going Pittsburgh. That defense looked too good to me.
Yeah, that defense did look good. Yeah, I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
New Orleans at Carolina.
N.O., man.
Yeah. New Orleans.
Yeah, I got you.
Reluctantly, I'm going to go New Orleans. Denver at Jacksonville.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver.
Jacksonville, the worst team in the league.
I'm going Denver. Niner gang versus Philly.
I'm going 49ers.
I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna kick myself on this one. I really am. But I'm gonna go with the 49ers. But I got, Big Jack might go for 400 yards on that secondary. Since they lost 7 members on their team, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't lose those 7, man.
Well, we did. We lost 7 players.
Man. Come on.
Minnesota at Arizona.
Who did he pick?
Arizona.
He picked the 49ers.
Man, you know that boy picked 49. I don't even gotta ask him, man. Okay. Arizona.
I'm going Arizona. Versus Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Arizona.
And watch Minnesota win.
I know, that's crazy.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
That's easy. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we are going Tampa Bay. Dallas at the Chargers.
Chargers.
Just stop playing, boy. Stop playing.
They gonna go 0-2, baby.
Stop playing.
Chargers. Where they play at?
LA.
It don't even matter. It don't even matter. Yeah, the Chargers are better than I thought. I gotta say that. They ain't ready for them boys, man.
I'm gonna rock with the Chargers.
Here we go.
Tennessee at Seattle.
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 Now you hate Seattle. Go on.
I don't hate Seattle.
Yes, you do.
Something I'm feeling like Tennessee gonna bounce back.
I think they're gonna have a better game. They definitely gonna show a better game. They're gonna run the ball more to keep Wilson off the field.
I'm gonna take Seattle right now, but I might change that by the end of the week.
You ain't good with them changes, man.
Kansas City at Baltimore.
KC.
I'm gonna take Kansas City. Baltimore got too many injuries.
Yeah, KC.
And Detroit at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Everybody Green Bay.
Yeah, everybody gonna go Green Bay. Even though Detroit gonna be able to run the ball on Green Bay. All right, so before we get up out of here, I want y'all to tell me first the most surprising team from opening weekend and the most disappointing team, and then I want you to give me a player. Most disappointing player and a player that you was most pleasantly surprised about.
Go ahead, Dre.
Disappointing team, Packers. Biggest surprise. Dang, I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah. Mine the same game, just looking at it. Most disappointing team is the Packers, and New Orleans is my biggest surprise of what Wilson did. Did you say the player? Am I supposed to say the player?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? And the numbers he put up, I just it's when you that great, you're not supposed to be putting up numbers like that.
Yeah, I actually threw the board. I agree. I didn't think about. Forgot New Orleans. Biggest surprise. Biggest disappointment. Rodgers. Biggest surprise. Winston.
Whole game. As far as player, hold on.
All right, so my biggest disappointment is Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one.
To be at home and to lose that game, like Deron said, you outgained them and all of that type of stuff. Like you really should have been able to pull that game out. Most disappointing. Oh, I already said that's Buffalo. Pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna go Philly.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Atlanta at the least would be able to run up the score on them, and win in a possible shootout. Philadelphia, dominated that game. You know what I'm saying? And so the player that I'm pleasantly surprised about, I'm gonna stay with Philly and give it to Jalen Hurts. He had a really, really good game, throwing and passing. Throwing and rushing. So I'm tip my cap to him. Most disappointing, I got two candidates. One of them is Matt Ryan. He pooped the bed completely in this game. And of course, the most overrated quarterback I have ever seen in my life, in my entire life. One Mr. Aaron, I don't want to be here in my, Chris Brown voice.
That's crazy.
Rodgers. I've never seen a quarterback be praised and hailed as a GOAT, a great. And this dude is 1-4 in NFC champ. Man, get up out of here, man. Out of here.
What game?
Huh?
What game he is? 1-4 and what?
NFC championship game.
That means he been the final?
Yeah, and lost 4 of them.
That he carried.
And you said no, he ain't carried nothing. He ain't carried nothing. He ain't carried nothing. He ain't carried nothing. Especially the last 2 years. The last 2 years where he had a top 10 defense, he had a top 10 rushing offense, and he pooped the bed in both NFC championship games. I'm sorry. And to put him ahead of Brett Favre, talking about the best player in that franchise history, is blasphemy. Brett Favre went to 2 Super Bowls. You want to talk about a GOAT? Brett Favre is a GOAT.
Yeah,
he's an all-time great. Aaron Rodgers is not Brett Favre. He ain't gonna never be Brett Favre. Cut it out. That's it. That's all. Appreciate y'all joining us again. What's up, fam?
No, I'm giving the deuce, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you asked. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back at it again next week. Try to make sure my brother can, hopefully he can join. And till then, tell your friends about me.
Oh, Tony, talk.
Oh, this what we doing? I like the bitch, I like the wobble wobble. Shake it, shake it, break it, break it. Nigga, we made it, they hate it.